Hey guys, this is Jimmy. This is my first time doing a YouTube video where I actually speak, and I hope it works out alright. What I'm doing today is rebuilding some ratchets. I just thought I'd show you how it's done. So I've already taken the ratchet, took it apart, cleaned it, and what I do is I use a degreaser, and if you don't have a degreaser and you're needing to clean out a ratchet, you can use WD-40 just as well. One thing I recommend that when you take your ratchet apart, check it to see if there's any kind of material left over, because what will happen, the number one failure is whenever these pieces right here start breaking off, you get pieces in there to start binding it up, cause you problems. Now what I do is I have the screwdriver, and I have this tool here that's a magnetizing tool. You just do that once in a great while, and what that does, it makes where your screwdriver is completely magnetic. And what I'll do is I'll just run it around inside to double check, make sure there's no pieces. Like right here, found some pieces, even though I cleaned it, it's there. And what I'll do is I take the grease, and this is what they call roller bearing grease. It's a fairly light grease. As you can see, it's not a really heavy, it's not like axle grease or anything like that. It's just a nice grease. And that's what they use for the internal parts on these. Don't recommend oil. It's not thick enough to hold up. And what you do is you take your spring, place it inside the hole. You'll take the ball bearing, place it on top of the spring. This is a tool that we use. As you can see, see if I can get it there. It's got a little bit of a groove to it. If you don't have anything like this, you can actually take a coat hanger, beat it out with a hammer, and then take something very thin, just beat that little groove into it right there in the center. I think it'd work just fine. Place that on there. That depresses the ball down into the spring. Take your reversing lever, place it in from behind, and what I do is I hold it with my finger. Then you take the ball, place it inside there like that. Then you can remove your tool, and then what I do is I center it. Take one little dab of grease and put right in the center. Take your gear, place it inside, roll it one way, roll it the other. If there's any binding, you know that you need to take it apart and work on it right there. Then take the plate, place it in there. Take the retaining ring, place it inside like that. Give it a little pop to make sure it catches. And as you can see, that one's repaired. Now, one thing I do have to tell you that on ratchets, there are some that are made in USA. There are also some that are made in Asia. The biggest difference between the two, when you look at the backs of them, the Asia one has a smaller hole that's up high, it's up more centered, where the USA one has a larger hole. It's no big deal, they work just as great. Actually, in a lot of cases, they actually work better. And once again, you just take the grease, place it inside the hole, take your spring, and once in a while the fingers don't want to work right. You just take and press it in with that little tool. Take the ball bearing, place under the spring, and if it gives you any trouble, just dip the tool in some little bit of the grease that's left there, and it'll allow you to move that ball wherever you want it. Once again, you place the reversing lever in from behind, put the ball in, center it, put the grease in, put the gear in, roll it back and forth, place in the retaining back plate, and then the retaining clip goes in like that. And it's all set. Maybe that's how it's done. There's a lot of different varieties. There's a lot of different ways of doing them, but that's the simplest way for this particular model. If you like the video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. I'm just barely getting started into doing the YouTube thing. If you like the channel, I sure appreciate your help if you'd subscribe. And see you later. Thank you. I'm going to give this one more shot. Let's do it a little bit closer so they can be seen a little bit better. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the grease, I'm going to pop it down inside the hole. I'm going to take the spring. Spring goes right inside the hole. The reason for the grease down inside the hole, that keeps the spring from rusting up, keeps it from binding up very easy. Put the ball on top of the spring. Take the tool, pull the ball down like that. Take this piece, goes in from behind. You always want to do it at a little bit of an angle. If you notice, I'm not doing it straight on. It's angled off. You can see the point's angled toward the corner of this. The reason why is because that groove right there can fit right over that tool like that. And you just pull the tool out, center it, put a little bit of grease, kind of overdid it, but that's all right. There we go. As you can see, in case you've never really looked at one of these, that's what selects your gear. You'll take and you'll ratchet like that, and then when you go the other way, go like that. Put the plate in.